What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Team Fish Knuckles YouTube channel. This is the Madison League Cup round number 5, and guys, we have a rematch from yesterday. From I guess not yesterday, but it's yesterday this time in this period. But it's me on top playing the Decidueye Vileplume deck, and on the bottom we having James playing his Darkrai EX deck, and I think we already had James on here if I remember correctly. I think he was on the first stream playing against Randall, so James has done fairly well. He is, I think, X11, 311, maybe 301. I think we're both 301 if I remember correctly. Oh, I don't know. I know I know what happens after these games with these players for sure, but I can't remember our records right now. But I gave James a high five because he's playing EX. He's playing Max Losers in his deck. Because the day before he played in Max Losers against me. But here we go, guys. Will we see me take the win again against James? I decided, you know, why not put us on there again? We're both doing fairly well. Whoever wins this will be able to double ID the next turns. So Trainer Smell, finding an Ultra Ball, discarding a Decidueye, and a Darkrai. And I do have another Shaman in hand. Oh, James is funny. He's got a Darkrai plushie while I got my Shaman little toy. Alright, so we're going to look through my deck, see what's all in there. I do, like I said, guys, I said this so many times, I love this top deck, this top-down view. I need something like this. I need like an arm or something for my tripod so that we can have this top-down view because it is beautiful. I don't care what you say, guys. It's amazing. But I will Ultra Ball for a Shaman, okay? And now I decided to go for the Shaman so that way we can set up trying to find more cards for sure. Trying to get this turn 1 Vileplume. I have a Lysander Grass, so we'll get 6 new cards. There's a Rowlet. Ooh, we don't have anything really. Lugia will come down, and we'll see it pass on to James's turn. And let's see what James does here. He has a Nest Ball, which is new. Like I said before, he did adapt his deck. Day number 1, he wasn't playing Nest Balls. I know for sure he's playing a heavy Lysander count now. I don't know in this game, but after this game, I know for sure since playing him. He's playing Olympian now. He's playing Pokemon Simulator. We see a Trainer Smell, look at top regards of his deck. Finding a Max Elixir. Okay. And let's see what else happens. Does James have a supporter card or not? We'll see a Max Elixir. Look at top cards of his deck. Does he find a Dark Energy? He will. Put that on the Darkrai EX. And, let's see what else is going to happen. Dark Energy active, and we'll see an EX feature, the Darkrai, and a pass on to my turn. So, wow, neither one of us finding really anything. So, we're Revitalized to get back the Darkrai and the Decidueye, okay. Decidueye come down, Grass Energy, Sky Return for 30, send in the Lugia EX. Alright. So, on to James' turn, going to draw a card. Does he find anything? Does he find a Dark Energy? And he does find a Dark Energy, okay. We'll see an Yveltal for 20, 40, 60. Alright, so, Alright, so neither one of us is really doing anything, which is really funny. So Decidueye come down. Now I'm going to contemplate what we want to do here. If we put a DC in the active, it could be knocked out. There's a Lysander, bring up the Darkrai. Will Shaman set up for 3? So 1, 2, 3. Finding a Force and Ultra Ball, and nothing else really. So Feather to the bench, and Arrow Ball for 20, 40, 60. On a James turn, does he find a Dark Energy to Dark Pulse this turn to take a knockout? That could be a thing. Yeah, go to Dark Energy active 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. Actually, that does not knock it out. And a Pokemon Study hitting that 60 damage off. And 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. Yeah, that's not enough for the knockout. We'll see 100 damage come down to the Lugia. And we are still surviving. We're still surviving here, guys. We are still kicking it. So, Trainer Smell. Look at top regards of my deck. There's a Sycamore, which is what we need. We did have an end, but we waited a turn. One, you know, we don't want to play end straight away. We want to see where can we go, and then we did find a Ultra Ball, discarding an Decidueye. Gonna grab an Oddish, most likely. And we have a Gloom in hand, and then a Sycamore, discard our hand, drawn 7 new cards. And what can we find with these 7 new cards? Can we find a Vileplume? That's the main thing. Can we find a Vileplume? So Gloom, Sycamore, discard a Lysander, again, 7 new cards. Finds a Rowlet, Darkrai, Trainer Smell, look at top cards of our deck. And there's a Vileplume, which we can't grab, but there's a Forest of Giant Plants going into my hand, just in case we need it for next turn, okay. We'll see a Rowlet, Darkrai, okay. And Grass Energy to the Darkrai, and will I retreat? And that is the question. I could retreat, and gonna Feather to the bench, Yveltal, and just gonna Arrow Ball for 20, 40, 60, 80. Alright, so on to James' turn. Does he find a supporter card or not? He did Pokemon Stone already, which didn't matter too much. It does make somewhat of a difference, not too bad. And he does find a second one. All right, so we're good. Both of us hitting supporter cards. He will take a knockout going down to 4 price cards, but next turn I should have a Vileplume. I should have a Decidueye. I see a DC in my hand, so we will be able to take a knockout on this Darkrai. We see an EXP share for James. Gonna put EXP share probably on a new Darkrai that he's gonna use Ultra Ball for. So Ultra Ball discarding a Dark and an N. Okay. This will grab most likely a Darkrai EX, and that's what we see. And we will see James go up on price cards for sure, but we'll be able to take a knockout immediately back into James. So EXP share, Dark Energy Attachment, and we'll see a Dark Pulse for 20, 40, 60, 800, 120 damage going down to 4 price cards. So on my turn, gonna promote the Decidueye, gonna draw a card. Can we get down? Okay, Tauros will come down, DC's active, and a Sycamore, discard our hand, draw 7 new cards. Alright, and do we find a Vileplume? That is the main question. Do we find a Vileplume? Do we find a, is it Floatstone to the active? Okay. Do we find a Vileplume? That's a $1 million question. Okay, so Ultra Ball discarding a Love Ball and a Force Giant Plants to find a Vileplume, and there we go. That's what we want to see. Now James does have a Life Center in hand. He could Life Center the Vileplume and start doing damage to it, but that's really not going to affect us too much. We'll see Trainer's Mail, look at top 4 cards of my deck. Gonna grab an N, okay. So we'll see right now that guy has 80 damage on it. We can Feather out plus Razor Leaf for the knockout, and yeah. So yeah, we'll Razor Leaf for the knockout, go down to 4 prize cards. Alrighty, so EXP share will activate. We'll see James probably put the Darkrai with the 2 energies. You really don't put the Yveltal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 20, 40, 60, 800. The Darkrai does a little bit less damage, but I think you want to preserve your Yveltal for later on. So we'll see James promote the... Hold on, let's see what he decides to do here. Does he send an Yveltal or the Darkrai? Oh, tough decision. So he will send the Darkrai, which I think is the better play for sure. Okay. We do have a Vileplume down, so he can no longer use his item cards. We see a Dark Energy to the active. Okay. So 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120. There's a Sycamore. He could license the Vileplume to get stuck in the active spot, but then you had to worry about me getting another Vileplume out ASAP. So Sycamore discard his hand, drawing 7 new cards. All right. Let's see. What does he find here? We see another Darkrai coming down. Okay. And probably a Dark Pulse, like most like a Dark Pulse for 20. Yeah, 120. On my turn, I'm going to draw a card. There's a Decidueye and Decidueye and an N. Now, with this N, we need to find a DC. But there's already 2 DCs in my discard pile because we got one knocked out through Lugia, and then we discarded one, and then there's one in the fields. So there's 1 DC left in my deck. Can we find one or not? And I don't think we find one, actually. So now we're left with an interesting decision. Do we retreat to Tauros or the Decidueye? We'll see Decidueye coming up. We have double Feather Arrow. Okay, who do we Feather Arrow to? There's a Grass Energy to the active. Feather the bench up to 110, and we'll use Hollow Hunt to get back Lysander and 2 DCs most likely. And yeah, I think it's I think it's a great play for sure. So on to James' turn, going to draw a card. He will be able to Dark Pulse for 120, and that's all he really does. We'll be able to Lysander up that Darkrai with no energies, put a DC on that Tauros, retreat the 2 energies off the Decidueye, send up the Tauros, double Feather to the bench, and we'll be able to Horn Attack for 60 damage. On a James turn, gonna draw a card. Alright, so double 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and then Feather out to the bench most likely. And we'll do another Horn Attack for 60. And if you're James, what can you do here? There's a Sycamore. You can't retreat this Darkrai. It has a 2 retreat cost, and that Life Center bringing up the Darkrai, get it stuck in the axe spot, will get me the victory, which is fantastic. And that is game number 1, but this is best 2 out of 3. Anything can happen in the next 2 games. James will 100% go first. Want to use as many supporter cards as he can. And we're going to see what's going to happen, guys. Does James get a little bit more setup? The game was kind of quick. I think it was only like 20 minutes long, maybe a little bit less than that. This is sped 2 times speed, so that way we don't sit around and watch a shuffle all day. I don't know if people like this or not. I do. I think it's a lot better because, you know, who wants to see people shuffle and look through the deck for like 30 minutes and all that kind of stuff? But I want to give a shout out to TNLG. I think I've said this probably a billion times. I'm just going to keep saying it. Make sure you check out the description below to their website. And here we go, guys. We see James does start with an Yveltal, a Darkrai, and a Shaman EX. So let's see what happens in game number 2. I found 2 Rowlets. Alright, so let's see what James has here. He's got a Trainer Smell. Going to the top 4 cards of his deck. Okay, let's see what he finds here. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Finds a Max Elixir, which he can put down Darkrai, Max Elixir 2, and try to get some energies on his field ASAP. Alright, so we'll see Darkrai, Max Elixir with the top cards of his deck. Alright, no Max Elixir attachment, which is very unfortunate. Okay. He does have a Shaman, so he will be able to set up some more cards. And let's see, what does he find with this Shaman? Looks like he's going to set up for 3. Alright, so 1, 2, 3. Does he find an Energy? Does he find a supporter card? We see a Nest Ball for another Darkrai. Okay. Alright, so Darkrai EX will come down. And what else does James have in his hand? Like I said, does he have an Energy? Does he have an N? There's a Hex Maniac and a VS for another Hex. And we'll see pass on my turn. Alright, so that's not good. Being Hex is what slows us down like tremendously. We can't really do anything. We can't Ultra Ball for Shaman, which is what we want to do. Let's see what we do here. We do have an N. We do have an Ultra Ball. We have a Lysander. So it looks like I might Lysander up a Darkrai, actually. So Lysander up the Darkrai. Grass Energy deactive. And we'll see a 10 damage from Rowlet. Alright, now we could have played in, but we know James didn't really play anything. Now, James Hex here or not, he could hold up to the Hex, so he can hold down Vileplume and stuff like that. And see a pass on to my turn, so now we're free to go. We're going to DC the active, Ultra Ball, discard an N and a Gloom to find a Shaman, and can we get down a Darkrai, a Decidueye GX this turn. If we do, we're looking great. We can do Razorleaf for 90 and start putting out the first real damage. So Shaman will come down to our hand. And it looks like we're going to set it for 5 new cards. Going to look through my deck to see what's all in there. How many Rowlets and Decidueyes and Vileplumes and Glooms or Revitalizer. There's a lot to look through when playing this deck. Which makes this deck so tricky but so fun at the same time. So looks like we're going to see a Shaman set it for 5 new cards. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. We found a Force Jump. I mean, not Force. Find a Darkrai, Ultra Ball. Okay. We can put Darkrai on the active. We could Ultra Ball discard the Darkrai and the N. So most likely grab another Shaman. Alright. And you might be wondering why am I discarding Grass Pokemon not evolving. I guess if I'm thinking, if I find a Revitalizer, I can get those back in my hand anyway, so I'm not too concerned about that. So we're going to get a good shuffle, and let's see, what do we get with the Shaman? We have an N and Lice in our hand, so 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so no Force Giant Plants. We're going to Sycamore, just discard our hand, draw 7 new cards. There's our Revitalizer. But I don't... is there a Revitalizer forced in my hand? If it is, that'd be fantastic. Let's see. We do have a Revitalizer, okay. Force and Revitalizer get back to Decidueye, so yeah, we're looking good now. Putting those 2 guys down. Looks like we're going to Feather the active, Floatstone, and Razorleaf for 90. Or do we Hollow Hunt right now? I definitely think we should just Razorleaf for 90. But I don't know what I was thinking at the time. So we'll find out here in a second. I really don't remember what I do here. Don't know why I Feather of the active. We should have just Feather of the Shaman. Either way, we'll see. So it looks like I am going to Hollow Hunt, get back a Revitalizer, Ultra Ball, something else. On a James turn, going to draw a card. And James has an energy. He's got a Pokemon Center Lady. He's got a Lysander. Looks like maybe an Olympia in his hand as well. But yeah, he really doesn't have anything. So Dark Energy to the Yveltal. Okay. We'll see Olympia to the Yveltal, healing the 30 damage. And we'll see a Blooming for 30 damage. So on our turn, we're going to draw a card. We have a Vileplume. We have an Ultra Ball. We have plenty of stuff in our hand right now. So Ultra Ball. Looks like I'm going to discard a Vileplume maybe. So discard the Vileplume and Forest of Giant Plants, which can grab us a Oddish. Okay, so Oddish will come down to the field. And do we have a Gloom in hand? So Oddish, Grass Energy, Revitalizer, get back a Vileplume and a Gloom. So we will have a turn 3 Vileplume. Okay. And a Sycamore, discard our hand, draw 7 new cards. Can we find a Decidueye or not? So Feather to the bench and Razorleaf for 90. Alright, so on the James turn, I'm going to find a card, but I mean, now he's in trouble. He hasn't played an EXP share. There's a Lysander. Bringing up a Vileplume. That's not very nice. and Vileplume for 30. So on our turn, we can Feather Arrow the active, put a DC on the Rowlet. So Feather Arrow and pass on to James' turn. Okay. What does James do here? Does he find a Dark Energy attachment? There's a Scintillating Healing 60. Oh, the active. Oh, Scintillating and her. Alright, so see another Feather Arrow to the active. Okay, on a James' turn. I think Yveltal will be able to knock us out before we knock out his Yveltal. So in, we'll both get new hands of 6. And with this new hand of 6, we really need to find another Rowlet plus Decidueye. So that way we can do 40 damage a turn instead of just 20. And that might actually help us take a knockout before he knocks out our Vileplume. But will James find a Dark Energy? That is the key here. Does he find a Dark Energy? If he does, he'll be looking good. And I do see one in his hand, so you can put a Dark Energy on that Darkrai EX. And you'll see another Blooming for 30 damage. On my turn, do I find a Dartrix and a Decidueye? Let's see, what do I find here? There's a Tauros, Grass Energy, Feather out to the bench, okay. And a pass on to James's turn. I guess we kind of ended up giving up on knocking out the Yveltal with a Decidueye, or with the Feather Arrows. So Sycamore, discard his hand, draw 7 new cards. Once again, I don't know why I really put the 20 damage on Darkrai. 20, 16. There may be some math in my head that I had at the time. We'll find out together. Maybe the math is relevant. So another 20 damage to that guy. We'll see it pass on to James' turn. James will be able to take a knockout this turn, but can I retaliate with another Vileplume? That is always a scary thing when playing against this deck, is you can knock out my Vileplume, but at the same time, I can find a new one all of a sudden. So we see it in. Both players are going to shuffle up against 6 new cards. Okay. Alrighty. And I don't think James has attached this turn either, which is pretty relevant. Alright, so see 6 cards going to both players' hands. I found, oh, there's a Dartrix and a Decidueye in my hand, so we're looking good. Dark Energy to that bench, Darkrai EX, and we'll see a knockout, okay. Send up the Decidueye, it has 30 on it, I'm pretty sure, yep. Alright, so on my turn, we have a Dartrix, Decidueye, Level Ball for another Oddish. And can I get another Vileplume out? If I do, we are looking good to go. There's a Dartrix going to my hand, which means that something is not prized or in the discard pile. So I'm going to Sycamore, discard my hand, draw 7 new cards. I found a Vileplume, and do I find another Revitalizer? Going to Feather the bench. Okay. Grass into Tauros. We'll see Retreat, and we will Razor Leaf for the knockout. Going out of 5 prize cards. Okay. Darkrai will come up, and James is free to use all of his, all of his supporter cards, or anything he wants to, like VS Seekers, Max Elixirs, and we're going to see what happens. But we are doing 90, 10, 11, 12. We're doing 120 a turn, which is really nice. Unable to find a Vileplume out that turn, which is very, it happens sometimes. There's a Nest Ball, probably going to get another Darkrai EX, most likely. So we'll see a Darkrai EX come down, okay. I guess now if he attacks with his Darkrai, we will be able to knock out his Darkrai. Oh, Fury Belt, never mind. EXP share and a Sycamore, discard his hand, draw 7 cards. Alright, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So yeah, we're gonna be missing a knockout here. Dark Energy to the bench, Darkrai EX. Okay. And we're going to see Dark Pulse in 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 110 damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 110. Unless he can play Max Elixir here or something. Let's see. Does he find a Max Elixir? I think he's already attached per turn as well. And we have a game. We have a game going on right now. That's exciting to me. It's always exciting to see. So we'll see a Dark Pulse for 110. Okay. On my turn, I'm going to draw a card. And what we can do is double Feather the active for 120. Plus, man, so now we're taking a knockout here. We find oh my goodness, a 1/1/1, and we're gonna Dark Pulse for the knockout. Alright, going down to 3 prize cards. Wow, had a 1/1 Decidueye in my hand, just chilling there, whatever. 1/1 Decidueye, we're good to go. So James is gonna put that Darkrai. I don't know, I'm trying to figure out here. Oh, he accidentally attached 20, 40, 60, 800. Yeah, okay. So we're good. He accidentally attached it with the EXP share. He caught it. I wasn't paying attention. I was just having just enjoying life. Didn't even catch that the other one didn't have an EXP share. It just happens sometimes with me. I just just playing Pokemon, enjoying life, and not really paying attention sometimes. So we'll see Darkrai with a Fury Belt maybe come up. And James right now is only a 20, 40, 60, 80, 90, which does not knock us out. Decidueye GX has so much HP. So our Dark Energy active. We will see. Let's see what else he decides to do here. I mean, he could Lysander maybe if he wants to go that way, but that doesn't really do anything. Yeah, it's just looking bad for James right now. Looking bad for sure. So let's see, what does James do here? What does he have? Does he have an N? Does he have a Lysander? Some Max Elixirs? Maybe another Darkrai? There's an Ultra Ball discarding a switch into Darkrai, a Dark Energy, sorry. Okay. Let's see, what does James get here? Now, either way, what we can do is just retreat to the other Decidueye, Rage Leaf for that guy, and we do see a Shaman EX coming down, and ooh, Shaman is always tasty, right? We can Lysander out, take two to win the game in 2 turns for sure. We see a Train as well, like a top regards of his deck. All right, he's got some switch. That's about it. That's about it. All right. Does he have a supporter card or not? We see okay, nothing right now. Just waiting to see what's going to happen. We see, hold on, wait for it. Wait for it. There's a Hex Maniac, okay. And we'll see a Dark Pulse for a ton of damage, but not taking a knockout. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 110, okay. 18, 19, yeah, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Yeah, we're still surviving with 20 HP. And so what I think I should do here is retreat the active Decidueye to the bench one and raise. Oh, we're gonna set a Tauros instead, which is fine. We can Horn Attack for 60, making wherever he attacks us. We can then Rage for the knockout. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, there's no way he can knock out the Tauros right now. It's like almost impossible. He needs to Lysander around this guy, and that's not what you want to do here. He does have a switch in hand, so he could switch into the other Darkrai. We've already used our GX attack, so we can't like Mad Bull GX. He does have a VS Seeker, but does he have a Lysander discard value? He does have a Hex Maniac. If he was to go VS Seeker for Hex, obviously Train as well. Look at top regards of his deck. Does not find a Lysander. Like, if he had a Lysander, I'm pretty sure he would just bring up the Decidueye, take a knock on it while he can ASAP. So yeah, we're looking good. I think we're looking great right now, guys. Alright, so let's see what's going to happen. Tauros is such a scary card. You can see like James trying to figure out what is the math here. If you attack, yeah, it's getting knocked out. So there's a VS Seeker for maybe not. Hold on, wait for it. Wait for it. Let's see here. And VS Seeker. Okay, what is he gonna grab with this VS Seeker? Does he grab a Pokemon Stimulator? Heal the 60 out the active. Does he hacks to shut down that triple feather arrow? Because we have 60 damage coming out of nowhere, which is really nice as well. And there's a Lysander. He does have a Lysander. Bring up the Decidueye. Will take a knockout. And puts a Dark Energy on that Yveltal. So we'll see a switch into the other Darkrai. Okay. And we'll see a knockout going to 3 prize cards. Alright, so my turn. Going to send the Decidueye with the DC and Grass. We do have double Feather Arrow. There's a Train as well. Look at top cards of my deck. And not going to find anything. We only have 4 cards left. Oh, man, this is scary. We could deck out maybe. Let's see what's in my hand. There's an Oddish Globe and a Vileplume coming out of nowhere. Oh, my goodness. All right, so that's fantastic. We can... Let's see. We had to do some math here. We had to worry about 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120. We're going to see triple Feather Arrow to the bench. Shaman, okay. Oh, no, double, sorry, okay. We'll see retreat to Tauros, and we'll Horn Attack for 60. All right, on to James's turn. Let's see what he decides to do here. If he attacks, we can then Horn Attack. We can Rage for the knockout, okay. Dark Energy. Go to see how many cards are left in his deck. And, let's see. I mean, I think we should be able to win this game because we have enough turns to, like, Feather Arrow that Shaman to death, pretty much. Why Horn Attack / Rage is very scary. So yeah, we'll see what James does here. Does he swing or not? If he swings, we're taking a knockout. 20, 40, 60, 800, 120, 140, 160. Yep, that's enough for the knockout. So we'll see retreat into the Yveltal maybe. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. That doesn't get knocked out automatically, but it will be able to let us do Rage for a ton of damage. Okay. And yeah, we'll see Yveltal for some damage. Okay. Alrighty, so 20, 40, 60, 800. On to my turn. Going to draw a card. Going to double feather to that Shaman. And do we just Rage here for 120? If we do, he could take a prize card gun out of 1. But how does James take his last prize card? That's the question. That is the big question. So we're gonna rage here for 120. Okay. Oh, James, they're gonna draw a card. What can he do? He has to find a Dark Energy for the next turn to maybe Life Center or Shaman. Because what he has to do right now is retreat the Yveltal to the bench and double attach. So there's Dark Energy there. Okay, so 20, 40, 60, 80. All right. He'll be able to take a knockout this turn. Or not knockout. Yeah, he'll be able to knock out the Tauros with another Evil Ball. He'll probably retreat. No, he has to retreat Dark Pulse because if he attacks with the Yveltal, he loses. All right. So there is. Let's see what he decides to do here with this card. Does he find it in? Going to Ultra Ball, which you can't. That's fine. We're good. Nothing happened. I caught it immediately. I was like, no, James, don't do that. So I caught immediately saying, no, don't do that. All right. Does he play in here? That's another thing he could do to put us down to low hand size. We don't have many cards in our hand anyway. So see an in maybe? He's contemplating it. Gonna see what cards are left in my deck, and you can see right now he's trying to figure out what can he do. How does he win this game? That is $1 million question. We'll see retreat into the Darkrai EX, okay? And we'll see, does he in or do you just Dark Pulse for the knockout? He will go down to one price card, and let's see what's going to happen. We're sending the Decidueye GX, going to draw a card. We do have double Feather Arrow to that bench Shaman to knock it out. To go down to one price card, but how do we take our last price card? So double Feather to the Shaman, going down to one. Do we find a Lysander? And nope, just going to release for 90. Does James have an energy plus a Lysander? If he does, he will be able to take this game. There's 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 110 with the Fury Belt. Lysander Shaman to win the game. And does he have that or not? That is the question. If he doesn't, I can knock out anything on the field because we have the access to 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 130 damage. I guess we don't knock out the Darkrai immediately, but we see it in. We go down to 1. He goes down to 1. What card is he looking for? Is there a way to help him win this game, this turn, or not? I do not know. Gonna get one card. And no, I don't think there's no way James has this. He had to hit an energy plus a Lysander last turn. So if he retreats, doesn't matter. We can two-shot that Darkrai EX when it comes up. And we see James send the handshake saying, you know what, there's no way I can win. And we take this game 2-0 against James. That game was a little bit more exciting for sure. Is there a Lysander left in deck? And I don't see a Lysander anyway in his deck. So I'm not sure how he would have won that game. But there we go, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching round number 5. I think it's round number 5, right, of this League Cup. There's one more left on the other stream. And then we go to round number 6, and then top 8, then top 4 and finals. So guys, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. Alrighty, bye. Alright guys, I just want to give a quick shout out to our 3 sponsors, 60 Cards, Yeti Gaming, and the Pokemon Company International. Links to everything will be down below in the description. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Alrighty.